I'm out of water. I need to stay hydrated. I'm the runner.
I thought that's what you wanted, bro.
Oh, hi. I didn't see you. I was just editing, directing, writing, and doing the music for The Runner, out now.
So it's been a minute since we've shot a serious short film. Most of the time we just turn on a camera and say, go.
This one was fun to shoot because we had a script and we had a plan going into production, as opposed to like, hey, let's shoot this idea that we came up with before 9 a.m. and finished before noon.
The last real short film that we did was The Shape. Check it out on YouTube right now. And then we kind of got back in the swing of things with a sketch. Then we went out and shot something serious, and it felt really good. I feel like three of us have really progressed together.
It took a long time to prep this one, and it made us feel like adults for the first time, so it was a good time getting back into it.
Mess with the phone. Headphones back in.
Well, when we first started shooting shorts, you're like, hey, wouldn't it be fun if we did this? And then like we shot for like 20 minutes and then we went to go get pizza. But with this one, we actually had a plan and we're like, we're gonna shoot this. And you actually mapped it out, location scouted first. And you're like, hey, this is a good location. Once it was time to actually shoot the thing, it was really quick.
I think The Runner was like a perfect sort of way of getting back in shooting cool, spooky shit.
So The Runner started out as this cool idea that Christian came up with while he was upset with me for slacking on another project that we were working on.
The Runner is something that I have always felt when I was running. I'm constantly paranoid that someone is following me, and that's kind of the reason why I think I wanted to do it.
It's about this dude who's kind of upset with his life and gets away from all the frustrations and zones out for a minute. And wouldn't you know, you shouldn't go running down some dark, spooky alleys, even if it means you get away from your problems.
It doesn't really matter because I'm the star, even though Cody gets top billing.
Ha!
He's doing sound right now.
Oh!
I like the visual representation as opposed to just blatantly saying what is happening, and I think The Runner is kind of that.
Good, buddy.
That's actually cool. Yeah, light just past the camera, and then once you drop it, you're gonna react, and then we're gonna chase you.
So for us, the overall process of making a short is usually we'll send an email at like 10:47 at night saying, hey guys, I have this idea that I cranked out, let me know if it sucks.
The process of making a short film, especially with these guys, is scary, but a good kind of scary. The three of us have completely different perspectives, and the first script was rough. It was brutal.
So Christian sent us a script, again in an email at like 10:47 at night. I'm in bed by then, and he's like anxiously waiting, like, did you read my script? Did you read my script?
I don't write scripts. I don't write scripts, Cody. Cody's over there.
I don't know what Cody's feelings were, but it wasn't in the script format. It was written like a short novel. Everything, like in the inner monologue, like everything described about the guy and everything, and I'm like, that's not how you do it. It's good to have all that detail, but like in a script, like you don't need all that. So he got really bitter about it because I told him, like, you don't need to do that.
Oh yeah, he was so bitter about it. He never let us forget it.
But I'm not bitter.
No, but then, you know, like the idea was there, and it was a good idea of just a guy getting chased by a runner. It starts with an idea, and sometimes a script. Apparently you don't need a script, but I say you get a script, you map it out. This is what we're gonna shoot on day one. This is what we're gonna shoot on day two. You get there, you set it up, you do your shots, you go home.
It's very challenging because you're very protective of your work. It's gotten a lot easier, and I think we all sort of know our own shticks about each other. So the process was challenging but really fun at the same time.
Dude, this is like the worst yoga pose.
What the hell are you, what the hell is that?
Oh, Jesus Christ.
That shit hurts.
Gwyneth Paltrow?
Yeah, doing yoga, you know.
Did she do yoga?
I think so.
Looks like it. You would think that the production of The Runner was the most fun thing to do, but it was like in the middle of the night, and we shot in December, so it was like 50 degrees out. I know that's not cold for like more normal people, but LA people, that's freezing. And I was in was I in shorts?
No, you're in pants.
Did I have pants on?
Yeah, you have pants.
That pants on now?
Trying to stay warm in a freezing December night. Turns out it's not the best idea to wear just a white t-shirt and gym shorts.
So in between shots, I had to bundle up with a beanie and gloves, everything, because it was freezing. It was December.
You're warmed by the warmness of friendship and creativity. Everything's fine.
And I ended up getting sick the next week. I had to miss work. So the most fun thing about shooting the short was the ADR that we did in a comfortable apartment. We didn't record audio on the production because it was right by a freeway, and so like it wouldn't have worked. It would have just been car noises and people shouting. Christian already had it edited, so he had a cut of it, and we would watch it, and I would just record literally like breathing, like the dialogue was ADR at the end, but the beginning I was mic'd, but the part where I was like, I can't hear you, that was just me in the apartment recording to the picture. So that was the most fun, because I'm a sound guy if you don't know that. I can't hear you!
But the best part was the car tracking shot. It was definitely my favorite and most fun. We shot it a few times, and it's literally just me driving and Brian trying to keep up, or we're trying to keep up with Brian. So that was the most fun. Brian never got wind to do. He was a good sport about it. He was a good sport.
Brian's at a good speed though.
I would say the most challenging thing about the runner was, I guess, the overall execution of it, because when you cut these things and you send, especially when you're working in a group of people, you want to surprise them. You want them to see the first cut and be like, wow, this is great. That's never really the case, especially for a very first cut.
It was like a rough cut. There was no sound effects, there was no music, there was nothing. And I was like, are people really gonna get it? Are they gonna understand what's going on? Like the girlfriend in the beginning, where he's going, you need a shot of this, a shot of that.
Basically making sure that the scares that we do are effective, and you know, that first cut they really weren't, because there was no music, there was no atmosphere, none of that stuff. And so I would say the most challenging thing about that is making all of that work.
So it was a learning process of like, this is what we need, this is what we would change to help it make sense to other people watching it. Because when you're in it and when you read the script and everything behind it, you understand like the intricacies of the story. But as opposed to someone who just like puts it on YouTube, I'm just worried that like he's not gonna get it. So like the actual like final draft, final cut of it made sense and it worked.
Clear frame, everybody.
Make sure we're good now.
Clear
S-log, S-log, clap.
So you write it down, script supervisor.
Shooting at night is not easy, especially when you're going down a dark alley that has no light whatsoever. But through the genius of Christian, RB3, and me and Brian standing there, it turned out pretty cool.
We've shot some things at night before, but not on this scale. It was a lot of fun to sort of test out where he can land in certain spots that were like perfect for us to see.
I'd say the most rewarding part was seeing the final story and seeing where like the process of where we began, where it ended, to be a really cool story.
All the tests that we did beforehand really came in handy, especially, you know, if you're out there and you want to do short films. We always say go out there and do it, but make sure that you guys know what you're doing, because us testing that beforehand really helped out in the long run, and it made it work and it made it spooky. I don't like jump scares either, but fuck it, we did it and it was fun.
I love how this thing turned out. I think it's our best looking short we've ever done. It's definitely our best made. I'm so proud of all of us. Let's do a group. We're not doing a group hug. We don't want to.
It was a couple of months in the making, and I think this was the longest process of us putting something together on this scale. Finally seeing it released and seeing people's reactions is really fun, but I think the final product for us to be satisfied as just a group together is far more important than what anybody else thinks, because at the end of the day, we want to make stuff that we want to see. And yes, we want to entertain everybody else, but I think, you know, if we're making stuff just for other people, I don't think that's that fun.
These are fun to shoot because it is more technical. Like I'm looking at your timeline right now, that it's like, there's like 27 layers on there with cuts every few seconds. And that's what's more fun, because like when you see the final product, you're like, holy shit, that's what we shot.
It shows that we are getting so much better as we get along, mostly because we started out being terrible. But it doesn't matter, the improvement's there, and I'm having a great time.
To know all the stuff that we went through to complete that, it's just more inspiration to keep doing it. We can go out there and do it once, but there's a lot more stories for us to tell.
But I also like shooting funny stuff, like sketch stuff, and just like making people laugh, and making Cody laugh, and you guys laugh. Yeah. What was the question?
Good? Yeah. Cool. Go see The Runner if you haven't already. Check it out. It's on YouTube.
Sorry, good. I'll call you later. Why is that funny? I don't want to be funny. I want to be like serious.
I know, I'm sorry.
All right.